Hey, it's Entheogen, and welcome back to Bargain Basement Games, the Let's Play series where we play games that, maybe they're found in the 100 for a dollar bin, but, they're still probably pretty good games. In this episode, we're going to be playing something called Wild Island Quest. As usual, never played the game before, don't know what it's about. We've got some little, looks like it'll be a camp thing. We got a gun, and we got we're hunting butterflies? Moths. We're hunting moths. Game preferences. Settings. Okay. So it's made by Russians. All the opening credits were in Russian. We're going to start the English version. Okay. A giant dice flew out of nowhere to hit this is a game book. This game book has a very simple combat system. There is no strength or stamina because all of your heroes are just kids, and it's unlikely they will achieve success by brute force. Instead, the luck is taken into consideration because it influences invisibly everyone's life. Before starting your adventure, roll an ordinary die, d6, and write down the results. This is your luck, and it won't change in the course of the game. If you face some situations that demand you test your luck, follow the instructions set forth in the text. Remember that the success of your adventure depends on your actions, but not on dice rolls. As a rule, you will have to test your luck only in cases of emergency when only a miracle can save you. At some point in this game, God has to step in and save you. So make thorough preparations for the adventure. In addition, write down the names of your companion characters and items you have in your traveler sheet. Do not forget all characters have their strengths and weaknesses. Enjoy the game. Alright, so start the game. So, I don't have a die to roll. I don't have a d6. I don't have a d anything. So I'm going to cheat and say that I got a 6. Or hide it. Oh, hide the die. Oh, 4. That's it. Roll it for me. Start the game. Luck 4. Okay. The valley is covered with mist. Dusk has already fallen. Semicolon. You and your friends, Doyle, Conan, and Irene. Oh, so this is based off Sherlock Holmes. Are making your way to the coastal shrubbery closer and closer to the edge of the island, where you have to cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a herring. Alright, click next. Black crooked branches often appear from the fog. They sway like being alive. It's cool outside. A chilly wind is blowing. Sometimes you can hear grinding sounds, like a bear or a bulldozer. Such sounds are usually typical of the floating of ice when the edges of ice blocks clash. Finally, the shrubbery is past and you come to the edge of the island. Usually, it looks like the edge of a chasm, but today everything is different. Today, an unknown and mysterious land is floating past the edge of your home. This is the famous Wild Island, where Cyrus Paganel was on the expedition. You heard about it many times, now you see the island with your own eyes. Quickly! Screams Conan. Or we won't make it! Your friends run toward the edge and jump over one by one. Even Doyle is already on the other side waving to you. Yeah, even Doyle, that loser, he's already over there. What are you waiting for? Henry! Come to us! Wait a minute. These other guys have Sherlock Holmes names, and I'm Henry? The only Henry I can think of is the guy in the Hound of the Baskervilles, which I think he gets killed, so it doesn't bode well for me. You run towards them. There is the edge of the island, there is the fearsome chasm. Wild Island is slowly floating ahead as the chasm seems to be a black river. Having gathered your strength, you jump. I roll a 4. I die. You jump up and figure out that you are in bed with a very creepy photo on the wall. The room is filled with morning light. Parents are very close discussing something. Yes, parents. Those troublesome parents. Snoopy is sniffing something in the corner of the room. Having noticed that you woke, he's sniffing something in the corner of the room. I've been a bad dog, master. Sorry. You're gonna have to do some cleaning this morning. Having noticed that you woke, he lively runs up to you and tries to lick your face. Right after whatever he was sniffing at, he was licking, jumping near the bed. You laugh and give him a hug. For almost a year, you had been asking your parents to buy a dog and finally got this devoted friend on your birthday. Snoopy is a very young dog, or better say a puppy. He is curious about everything and follows you everywhere. Alright, what is this with this creepy photo? It's so creepy. Return of Red Hood. Ooh. Without a doubt, this day will be very interesting. And the most amazing thing is that Wild Island really approaches Mech City. Also, there is apparently a mannequin in your bed instead of you. Wild Island is just another plot of land that floats constantly close to your island that is called Mech City, the same as the main city. What is with the floating islands? Usually it is quite far, but nevertheless there were foolhardy travelers who were able to get there on balloons filled with hot air, otherwise known as hot air balloons. However, something has happened. Wild Island is getting closer to Mech City with every passing day. Chance of collision? Well, let me roll my die. 4. The hot issue is being discussed by all scientists and travelers. Their only solution: to rocket you to a distant planet where you'll gain superpowers under the light of their yellow sun. According to the latest research, today Wild Island will float to the edge of Mech City and will stay close for almost a day. It's like your dream! Oh my god. Do you have psychic powers? Do you have psychic powers in this game? Is this why you have this creepy ring-esque photo on your wall? Where it is going to fly after, nobody knows. The laws of islands floating are poorly studied so far, even by the most prominent scientists. Listen, dude. If I lived in a universe or a world where there were floating islands, like in defiance of gravity, that would be like the first thing I would study. I'm going to go out and every day I'm going to be like, okay, floating island observation day 1. The island is still floating. What does this mean? Underline. Well, it's time to get ready, otherwise you can be late. You can be late if you want to be. And you can't miss such a rare event. Go out. Well, that's good. My only option. Oh my god, look at the dog's head. He's a mutant dog. I live in Chernobyl. You stand in front of your house. What a butt-ugly house. Seriously? A garden overgrown with weed. With marijuana? This is... Okay, I take that back. This is the best house ever. No, drugs are wrong, kids. Drugs are bad. If your garden is overgrown with weed, burn it to the ground. And don't inhale. In the center of a garden, an old shed. Oh, this is the shed. This isn't your house. What's this scene in front of my house? I'm assuming this is my house. In the center of the garden, an old shed can be seen. You like to play with friends there, in the creepy old shed. And you've got your scary, hypercephalic dog here. Is it megacephalic? Snoopy is jumping by your feet, running aside at times towards something he's interested in. What do you wish to do? Let's go to the shed. I'm gonna go to the shed, obviously. Gasoline. Poison! And a knife sticking into the thing. And there's a machete on the wall. There's a machete over here. You are approaching the old shed. Here you know every trail, every crack. How many trails are there in a shed? How many times you played here, imagining yourself in the caves of another island or inside an airship? Herbicide. What? I guess that's the level I'm on. You step inside. There is a workbench here surrounded by piles of long, waved wood shavings. Various garden tools are in the corner near the workbench. On the other side, your father fixes you a few shelves full of all sorts of things. There is a small metal canister with a long spout on one of the shelves. Father uses it to deal with weeds in the garden. The liquid astonishes and frightens you. It astonishes me. Liquid. Terrifying. The laws of physics. The stuff kills weeds at once and nothing can grow there for a long time. It is radiation. It's portable nuke. Right? It's weed be nuked. You heard frightening rumors that cannibal plants grow on Wild Island. Looking around, you take the canister and put it in your backpack. It's a good thing I came into the shed. Now you feel safer having that extremely poisonous chemicals in your backpack. Yeah. Go back. Oh yeah, I've seen this already. I wish to go to the city center. More mannequins! You're in the main square of Mech City. People bustle about like ants, going on errands. You can get to many interesting places, but the most important is not to miss the approach time. On the western edge of the square, you see the house of a famous Mech City huntsman, Beowulf. Dude, that guy's name is awesome. First of all, the fact that there's huntsmen instead of, hunters is cool. I mean, this is like Snow White. But Beowulf is an awesome name. Like, if my name wasn't already Entheogen, that would be the name I'd take. Beowulf. Father of your friend Conan, who's probably a barbarian based on the name of his father. You can drop in to see him if you like. Conan will certainly want to join you. There is a library in the northwest. Was a rather non sequitur remark there. You can look for something interesting there, something that may prove useful. In the northeast, there is the house of the inventor Nicholas Swift. Not quite a cool name as Beowulf, but it's still kind of cool. Father of your friend Doyle. Oh, that loser. This guy has no jawline. Doyle is probably at home because he likes to spend his free time in Father's workshop. They say knowledge is power. Maybe it's wise to invite him to go with you. Does he have a lot of power? The house of traveler Cyrus Paganel is on the eastern edge of the square. It is he who is on Wild Island, and he can tell you something that was not written even in Doyle's books. Oh, so Doyle's a nerd. He's a nerd, basically. You can also return home and stay there for a while, or go to the place where Wild Island is expected to float and just wait for approaching. It's up to you to decide. So I've got an island stuff here. Visit the huntsman, visit the inventor, visit the traveler. Go home, wait for the... I'm going to go home and just live my ordinary life and forget all about having adventures. And forget about this creepy dude over here on the left side of the screen in this suit who looks like he's a lurch or a Frankenstein or something like that. Must crush guy in red shirt, giant in red shirt. Yeah, because the foreshortening in this is super screwed up. Yeah. Must grow to ordinary human size. Let's go visit the huntsman, I guess. First option. Oh, sweet! Look at this door knocker. It's a wolf's head. It's cool. Huntsman's house is severe and serious, the same as its owner. On the door there is a large copper ring affixed in grinning iron jaws of an animal. And you can tell it's made by Russians because it's missing a lot of definite and indefinite articles for words. Those who are not acquainted with Beobros may be disinclined to come in only by the sight of the house. Are you kidding? I would be like, yeah, I'm going into that house. Actually, appearances are deceptive. Beobros is a good-natured person. He is frightening only to enemies of Mech City. Well, which is what? Who are the enemies? I mean, I don't know. Wolves? You come into the door and seize the ring. Seize the day. Go inside. What? I mean, why give me even one option if I'm going to do that? Dude, what is going on in this kid's room? Your friend Conan opens the door. Conan is a broad-shouldered, pugnacious, brawny fellow, destined to one day tread jeweled crowns beneath his feet. Nevertheless, he stands through thick and thin by his friends, mostly thick. Look at this room. He's got a bow. It's not even like a compound bow. It's an old-fashioned yew bow. He's got a dartboard, which has got like K-bar knives stuck in it, and everything in this room, with the exception of like the floor and this thing, is in freaking camouflage. Yeah, you're a loony. Conan room reminds of a military barrack. No, it doesn't. Probably father's upbringing takes effect. A handmade bow is hanging on the wall, a present from the father. Okay, so first of all, this doesn't look anything like a military barrack. The military barracks are not painted in all these wonderful Jackson Pollock-esque camouflage. They're usually pretty boring. It looks like a dorm. A horizontal bar is screwed on in the corner. It's for doing chin-ups. So, Henry, are you ready? Yeah, buddy, of course. Shall we go? You bet. By the way, he lowered his voice, what about taking my father's rifle? He's out and come home in the evening. Yeah, get the rifle. More weapons. You're going upstairs to Beobros's room. It resembles Conan's room, save the bow. There is a double-barreled gun instead. Sorry, Conan, you're not man enough to have a gun. And it is inside a closed case with glass doors. How do we take it out, you ask? It is locked. The lock is simple, brushes aside Conan. Give me 5 minutes. Well, try it if you're not so sure. Conan moves a chair up to the case. I thought he was big. He's not that big. And begins to pick the lock with a steel nail. That doesn't seem like a very good lockpick. He obviously overestimated his skill because much time passed. When he finally opens the case, takes the rifle, and hangs behind the back. Rifle buttstock almost touches the ground, but no, Conan has a rather bellicose air. It's time to leave. We've missed the island. So as to obtain the rifle, you've lost much time. An armed Conan is now with you, armed with his rapier wit. But there is not much time for anything to do before Wild Island arrives. You better have to hurry in order to be late. Wait for the island approaching. Alright. Expecting the wonder that many people witness just once in a lifetime, you hurry to the edge of Mech City Island. Okay, so we got herbicide and we got a rifle. Very soon you will see Wild Island float near. Joyful Snoopy runs close to you, sniffing the nearest bushes. He has to go to the bathroom. He's so excited. He seems to look forward to seeing new lands, too. You are in a hurry, almost like you dream, moving branches of the coastal trees apart, being afraid to be late. Here is the edge of the island. A huge crowd has already gathered. Yes, I can clearly see them in this wonderfully rendered picture. People have come to watch this unprecedented event. Mech City folk usually call the edge of the island as the Strand. It really looks like a strand. Whatever a strand looks like. Grass does not grow here, and everything covered with sand. When a strong wind is blowing, grains of sand are rising into the air and falling down to the without fathom depth under the island. Normally, only clouds and foggy outlines of distant islands can be seen from the strand, but today everything is different. You stand still, and a sigh of excitement comes out of your chest. Whoa! Wild Island is floating slowly, very close to you. Sometimes island's edges collide, making deep rumbling noise. Lumps of ground and sand masses come off and fall into the abyss. Earth shakes under the feet. This is an enchanting and scary sight at the same time. Now the idea to jump over to another island doesn't seem so fascinating anymore. Let's go home. You look closely at alien shores. Aliens? It's a good thing we brought that rifle. There is a tangle of some tall grass with pointed aciniform. A what? Pointed acinacean pine leaves. With pointed pine leaves floating past. Here are tall trees enmeshed in lianas. Some birds, disturbed by the sound of collision, fly out of the bushes from time to time. You can hear howls of unseen animals in the alien forest. Suddenly, a small, fluffy animal jumps right out on the shore. One long hop, and it is in front of you. Snoopy is barking furiously at it. And over the edge he goes. The frightened animal jumps back. So now Snoopy breaks loose and chases the animal before you can stop him. Yeah, way to force my hand, game. Now I'm going to have to go on the island. They both vanish into the forest before you know it. Snoopy! Stop! Snoopy! Come home! Without thinking about a hazard, you rush after your loyal friend. By a single jump, you cross the roaring precipice. Once again, Snoopy's silhouette flickers among the trees and disappears behind them. A few adults who saw your desperate act run towards you, screaming something. You rush after Snoopy, moving deeper into the unfamiliar forest, being guarded by distant barking. Although you ran as fast as possible, the bark is getting more and more distant. In the end, you're out of breath, feeling pain in the chest. You're having a heart attack. Go home. No more strength to keep running. Alright. Wild Island Forest is around you, and instantly you realize you've run too far. It's necessary to return for help, but appears not so easy to find the way back. Well, it's an island. Walk in a straight line long enough, eventually you reach the edge. You could follow your trail, but there is a dense carpet of musty foliage on the ground, and it's impossible to see the footprints. You try to listen to the roar of clashing edges of two islands, but it's lost in the noise of disturbed inhabitants of the forest. It can't be too loud. It seems you're completely lost. Dun dun dun! A long time has already elapsed, and it's starting to get dark in the jungle. It looks like the night is falling. Oh, crap. It's useless and dangerous to look for a way out in the dark. You are scared, tears are welling up in your eyes, but it's clear you won't return home today. Or ever. Apparently you have to stay overnight here. I mean, you come across a small forest glade and look around. Will it be safe to settle here, or should you find a safer place where it's not too dark? Make a shelter of branches on the glade. Take a rest in the tree branches. We're going to go in the branches and avoid any bears. Oh. Well, the game crashed. Alright, well. The game crashed. I'm hoping it didn't get corrupted. Great. Second time it's happened today. Yes, I want to stop the recording. Alright. Well, so the game crashed. Which again, like I said, is the second time it's happened to me with not with this game, with other games. That was Wild Island Quest, which, to be quite frank, I wasn't excessively impressed with. I mean, that sort of, oh, go here, now turn the next page. I mean, the game book thing, concept, I've never really been a big fan of. But if you're into that kind of thing, and you're into the stiffly rendered graphics that look like they escaped unscathed from 1998, then you're certainly welcome to play Wild Island Quest. In the meantime, I will keep my eyes open for the next bargain basement game, and I will see you next time.